Good morning. Okay. Oops. Good morning. I am ready for some yoga. Definitely. Jessica! Jessica! Hey, Hannah. Yes. Me too, Hannah. I'm honestly just proud of myself for waking up. Okay, letting a few more folks log on. Good morning, y'all. Hey, Trish. Yes, Sweeney. Good morning, Maddie. I'm grateful that everybody got out of bed to practice yoga with me. Yes, Sweeney Ashby kids in the house. That's awesome. Hey, Sarah. Michaela, love it. So, to get us started, I had a prompt, but I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, so to get us started this morning, I was thinking that we could take some time to think about, meditate on, hamstrings are tight. Cool. We can definitely work the hamstrings. Cheska moved to Facebook Live. I was thinking that we could meditate a little bit on why are we practicing yoga. I'm going to be honest, I was kind of like emotional mess yesterday. I was a roller coaster. I did yoga. I'd been doing yoga twice a day. Yesterday, I only did yoga once. And I guess it really affected me. And I don't know, maybe I was starting to slow down. I think I was staying really busy, partially because I felt like a lot of people were reaching out and I wanted to make sure folks are okay. And there was a lot of need emerging and I wanted to make sure I addressed it before things got crazier. But I also realized yesterday that I think that staying busy was also a coping mechanism for me to deal with the stress of this crisis. And so when I was slowing down yesterday and, things in my community, well, they felt settled yesterday, but I'm sure we'll continue to have needs. I kind of didn't know what to do with myself and with my emotions. And when I was presented with like my to-do list and everything that I'd had to figure out now, it was like super overwhelming. So I had a lot of feelings yesterday. And shout out to Anthony and Trent for dealing with those feelings. But it just reminded me of why I'm taking care of my body and community. And like literally like the power of stretching and getting tension out of my body and how much that can help me think clearly. So I'd love for y'all to just share in the chat why are you waking up and practicing yoga? Why do you take care of your body? Why do you why are you dancing? Why are you stretching? Why are you breathing? But I would really love to ask why. Why are we here? Um, so whether you're just meditating on it on your own with your eyes closed, or writing in your journal, or writing in a note on your phone, I would love for some folks to share in the chat. But I'm really trying to ask why. Um, why am I waking up and having a cup of coffee? Why am I uh, eating like a lot of Oreos? um, just why am I on my phone so much? Why am I scrolling through Instagram? So I've been trying to ask why a lot, and I'd love to ask y'all, why are you practicing yoga? Why are you hopping on to practice with us? Why do you take care of your body? So whether you're meditating on your own, whether you're writing in a journal, I would love for some folks to share in the chat. Just want us to meditate and share for a bit. Why do we take care of our body? Why are we practicing yoga? Why are we setting aside this time? I would love to hear from a few folks. So many awesome people. Facts, Hannah. Yeah, I appreciate that. Staying connected with my body is keeping me from catastrophizing, helping me head off the dark thought spiral that is hard to avoid these days. Yeah, practicing to stay strong and calm for myself and others. Yeah, I feel that part for others. Cool. Well, if anyone else would love to share, it would be awesome to hear from you in the chat. Why do you practice yoga? Ileana says, my work causes a lot of stress and strain on my body. I'm taking these next few weeks to normalize my body again. Yeah, I definitely feel that. Well, let's get started. I'm really grateful to be with y'all, and take care of your body. I can't see you. Shoot me questions. If you have any, if there's anything that doesn't make sense, or if you want an alternate approach to a certain pose, if something doesn't feel quite right, or if you just want to make sure that you're doing it in a safe way, send me a picture, send me a video. Also, I've been love seeing some pictures of folks practicing yoga with families. And yes, Deborah, we're going to do it every day at 10. And so would love to see pictures and photos and videos, and we can share them and spread all the yoga love. And yeah, so let's get started. Do your own thing, listen to your body. These are all invitations, and like feel free to go in your own direction. So, oh, and I keep forgetting, this is also a fundraiser. So before you log off, if you look at my Venmo or Cashapp, I'll put it in the chat and I'll post it as well. We've been able to send over $4,000 to families in need to help support them to get some groceries, get some medicine, prescription refills. So please donate. All the donations will go straight to a fund to support families in need. All right, let's find a comfortable seat. Whether you're sitting on the couch, wrapped up in a snuggie, or sitting on the floor, maybe you're just sitting in a chair. All of that is great. Let's wiggle the hips just a bit. Maybe roll the shoulders open a few times, resting the hands on the knees, elbows heavy. Feeling length coming from the top back of the head, maybe even putting our hands back here and sliding them up to feel the length in the top crown of the head. Relaxing the jaw. I'll invite you to close your eyes, and let's just slow the breath down. Long inhales, slow, controlled exhales. I really like to count out my breaths and just add 1 second each time, adding 1 second to my inhale, adding 1 second to my exhale. Really letting your breath fill your core. Inhaling to expand, inflate like a balloon. Exhaling to deflate, pushing the belly button in to press air out of the lungs. This is our body's natural filter. Making the breath as slow, long, and controlled as you possibly can. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, sitting even taller. Exhaling to feel heavy in the shoulders, elbows, knees, and hips. Inhale, reaching the arms up. We're going to leave the arms here for a while, so keep breathing, focusing on letting the shoulders sink down into the sockets, and feel your shoulder blades, which are right back here, feel your shoulder blades widen. So while we have our arms up, we're reaching the fingertips away, feel the shoulder blades spread open. Maybe some of us want to bend the elbows here. There's lots of great spaces. Find a position that feels good to you, where you can spread the chest wide, spread the shoulder blades wide. And inhaling to bring the left arm down to the floor. Right arm stretch, reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Pressing that right knee down, press the right hip down. Some of us might tend to lift that right hip. Let's press it down, engaging the hips, tilting the chin up towards the ceiling. A few more deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen, expand. Push the obliques out to make that inhale bigger. Exhale, deepen, release. And reaching up and over to the other side. Bringing the right hand down to the floor. Left arm stretch, reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, stretch, reach, lengthen, expand. Exhale, deepen.
Side of the body. And you just go ahead. You outside and this one got it.
Will you check in with that?
Yeah. He's in the.
Will you check in with that?
Huh?
Go check in with that.
I am. I'm just letting you know too. Like you just came in.
Okay. Sorry about that. Coming back to center, left arm across the body, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right fingertips behind us. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen the twist, turning the chin to the right. Inhale, lengthen, expand. Exhale, deepen the twist. One more time. Inhale, expand. Shoulders down, chest open. Feel your belly get big. Exhale, deepen the twist. Just like we're twisting a wet washcloth. Reaching the arms up and over to the other side. Right arm across the body. Left fingertips behind us. Feel like our head is stacked on top of our hips. Sometimes it's easy to lean back here. Inhaling to lengthen, shoulders down, chest open. Exhale, deepen the twist. Chin turning to the left. And coming back to center. Twisting the wrists, fingers pointing down, pressing the palms down. Be gentle here, finding a sweet spot. Pressing, maybe giving some topical heat to the forearms. Some fascia release in the wrist and forearm. Switching sides when you're ready. Relieving tension from all the typing and texting we're doing. One of my fingers literally felt sore from being on my phone. Like my right middle finger was sore from like holding the back of my phone. It was such a weird thing. So I like tried to put my phone down for the rest of yesterday, which was really nice. Rolling the wrists, changing the direction of our circle if you haven't already. And then we'll put fingers pointing down again. So that the tops of the hands are pressing into the floor gently. Be gentle here on the wrists. And then we'll inhale to squeeze the hands like stress balls. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Give yourself a few more of these hand squeezes. I just need to type a message real fast. Squeezing and releasing those wrists. Play with the angles. And let's bring the wrists back. Let's throw out some fireworks to the sides. Up. And bring it down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. And then we're also going to do our counted breaths. Inhaling up for 4. Hold the breath for 4. And exhale the shoulders down for 4. Okay? So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's roll the shoulders open the chest, open the throat. Maybe feeling some snap, crackle, pop here in the shoulders, fingertips to shoulders, drawing big circles with the elbows. And full circumduction, leading with the pinky. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Okay, let's reach the left fingertips down and away. Right arm comes up and over. Right elbow can just gently fall heavy. Not pulling this right elbow too hard, just letting the elbow's natural weight fall. These muscles are so delicate, so we don't want to overstretch them. We can also flex this left wrist for a little bit more tension release in the wrist and forearm. Finding length in the middle finger. Keep reaching this left arm away to keep the left shoulder engaged. Breathing deeply. Maybe flexing this left wrist a bit more. Turning to look at your right armpit. Grabbing the top back of the head. Letting the right elbow fall heavy. Maybe searching this left shoulder back. Deep, slow breaths. Gently release, switching sides. Let's reach the right fingertips down and away. Flexing the right wrist. Left arm comes up and over. Letting the left elbow fall heavy. Keep reaching that right wrist away to keep this right shoulder engaged and protected. Maybe flexing this right wrist, finding length in the right middle finger. And as the left elbow falls heavy, just breathing deeply, slowly. Releasing some mental stress from our upper back and shoulders. And turning towards the left armpit, grabbing the top back of the head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen, release. Gently release. Let's roll the neck from side to side. Super gentle, super slow. Looking side to side. Looking up and down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Let's give ourselves a hug. Stacking right elbow over left. This is a great place to be for our outer shoulders, just letting the elbows lift and then press open. We can also hook this bottom arm underneath. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to release this right shoulder. We can also take a bind, grabbing onto our palms or fingers. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, press the hands away from the forehead. Inhaling to lift the elbows up. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Release. Open wide, other side. Giving ourselves a hug, stacking left over right. This might be a good place for us. This side might feel different than the other side, so you might choose a different position. Maybe we want to maybe we want to hook underneath, or maybe we want to take a bind. Inhale to lengthen, lift the elbows up. Exhale, open, press the hands from the forehead or reach the elbows out. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to open. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to open. Gently release. Open wide. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Okay. Let's come to all fours. I'm going to take a sip of water. Stacking wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And making sure all of our knuckles are pressing into the floor, especially the base of our thumb joint. Let's inhale to lift the hips up and back. Bring the belly button to the floor, open the chest. Notice how I'm not tossing the head back like this. I'm reaching the back of the head forward and up. And as we exhale, tucking the hips under and forward, rounding the spine, pressing the upper back, chin to chest. And inhale, lift the hips. This time we can pull the palms in towards us as if our palms are going to slide in to engage our shoulders and chest. Exhale to press the palms forward as if they're going to slide forward. Give yourself a few more. Let your breath guide your pace. Okay, let's go ahead and tuck the toes. We can either go into child's pose, like this, lengthening the spine, opening the hips, or we can tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. All of the knuckles pressing into the floor, and checking with your feet, the balls of your feet, making sure that the inner edge of your foot is pressing down as much as the outer edge. Let's bend the knees for now to stretch the spine, lift the hips up and back. We can even start to walk out the heels, alternating bended knee, alternate heels on the floor. We can figure eight the hips. And let's walk the hands back, however we want to get there, and we'll meet in a forward fold. Making sure the inner edges of the feet are pressing down just as much as the outer edges. Let's bend the knees here. If you can't press into the floor quite yet, just bring a pillow or a stack of books and press into something. Maybe some cushions. Keep the knees bent. Letting the head feel heavy, let the shoulders feel heavy. Maybe you'll feel your spine do a little lengthening. You'll feel a few pops. Inhale, bend to get the knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, rolling up. Feel the fingertips reaching towards the floor. Roll the shoulders, open the chest. And let's meet here in Tadasana. Feet parallel. Shoulders open. Relax the hips, knees slightly bent. And we'll inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips, heels pressing down. Inhale, flat back, pressing on the shins, Back, top of the head reaching forward, hips reaching back. Exhale, lower. Then we'll bend the knees, plant the hands, hop, walk, or step back into your plank. We could be in high plank here. We could be knee down, forearms. There's lots of options. And exhale all the way to the floor. Let's rest here for a moment. And bringing the hands to each side of the chest, lifting the chest, elbows reaching back, elbows tight, shoulders down and back. Inhale, lengthen. Careful not to sink into the shoulders like this. Keep them down and back. Gently lower down. Pressing into the floor. We can take a child's pose or another downward dog. And if we are in downward dog or child's pose, either way, we're going to bring the right foot forward to a low lunge. Stacking right knee on top of right ankle. This back knee can be dropped down or it can be lifted. Both are great. I like to put my hand to the outside of my right knee just to protect it, to do some isometric work and to make sure that it stays totally aligned on top of my right ankle. Left hand's planted on the floor. Feel free to use some blocks or something to put that hand on top of. Breathing into the hips. Inhale, squeeze the feet together. Exhale, release the hips down. Gently lower the back knee. Reach the right hip up and back. Flexing the right ankle, foot, toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and fold. Keep reaching this right hip up and back. Maybe even rubbing this right hamstring will feel nice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and fold. Rolling back into our front space. Let's actually heel toe this foot a bit wider, the right foot, so that the right foot's actually angled out. And then we'll lean forward, let the right knee flop out just a bit. Keep the inner edge of the right foot down, pressing into the floor. And we can hang right here, just letting the hips sink low. You can lift this back knee if you want. You can lower to the forearms if you want. Breathing deeply here, just opening up the hips with a different posture. And gently lower the back knee if you haven't already, pressing up. Bringing the right foot back to center. Lengthening the front leg, flexing this front foot. Now we're going to rotate at the right hip so that our right foot's pointing out to the right. So we're going to get this IT band. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. So you might feel that all the way from the lower back and hip down. Breathing deeply, maybe getting some topical heat. And gently release, rolling forward. Bringing the hands to center, however you want to get there. Actually, yeah, we'll press up. You can press the hands here into the front thigh. We can put the hands on the hips. We can reach the arms up. We're just going to breathe for a moment. And framing this front foot. Now we'll gently, carefully bring the foot back. Maybe we're going back to child's pose. Maybe we're going back to a downward dog. If we're in a downward dog, our knees can be bent so we can lengthen the spine. If we're straightening the legs, we can press the heels down, shoulders in their sockets. Deep breaths here. If we're in child's pose, we're filling the space between us and the floor, releasing heavy into the floor. And wherever you are, let's carefully, intentionally bring this left foot forward. Stacking left knee on top of left ankle. This back knee can be rested on the floor, or it can be lifted. We're going to breathe for a few moments here. Inhaling to squeeze the feet in towards each other. Exhale, release the hips heavy. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. And gently lower that back knee if you haven't already. Reaching the left hip up and back, lengthen the left leg, flex this left foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine, puff the chest forward. Exhale, round and fold. Keep lifting the left hip up and back. And gliding forward. Let's walk the left. I'm going to change my ankle for you. Let's walk the left foot out. So the left foot angles to the left. We can flop this knee out as long as we keep the inside of the left foot pressing down. And we can just hang out right here. We can let the hips sink low. We can lift the back knee. We can lower to the forearms. Lots of options. Wow, it's so cool to see old friends from high school. I was so lame in high school. Making sure to press the inner edge of the left foot down, hips heavy. Gently release the back knee if you haven't already. Walking this foot back to center. Let's lengthen this front leg, flexing the left foot. And then we'll rotate at the left hip, rotating out so that the left foot is flexed and pointed out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and fold. Maybe give you some topical heat to this IT band. So much lower back pain is actually sourced in the tightness of this outer hip and IT band, which is a band of fascia that connects all the way down the leg. So that shooting pain that sometimes we feel can be addressed with some fascia release here in the IT band. Floating forward, coming back to center. Stacking left knee on top of left ankle. And we'll go ahead and lift up. We can press the hands on this left thigh. We can put the hands on our hips, or we can lift the hands up, whatever feels good. Just taking a few stabilizing breaths here, pressing the whole left foot into the floor. And gently lower down. Carefully lifting this foot and bringing it back to tabletop, maybe taking a child's pose, maybe taking a downward dog. Do what serves your practice this morning. Both are wonderful. Both are lengthening your spine. Both are opening up your hips. If we are in downward dog, don't forget to press all the knuckles down. Check in with the evenness of your feet. Spine lengthening, outer hips flaring open. And gently lower the knees. Walking the hands in. Let's take a gentle seat on the heels. If this is uncomfortable for us, we can always grab a sofa cushion or a pillow and just stuff that underneath so that we have something to sit on. If this is intense on the tops of our feet, you can roll up a blanket or a sweatshirt and just tuck it underneath the ankle. Let's just sit for a moment. And then kneeling up, putting the hands in our imaginary back pockets, squeezing the elbows close to each other. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, push the hips forward, arching the spine. And lifting the chest, coming back to sit on our heels for a moment. You could also do this standing up if you want. This is a great way. I'm sure many of us are doing more sitting than we're used to. So pressing the hips open and lengthening the hip flexors like this is a great exercise for us to take care of our hips. Pressing the hips forward. Maybe some of us want to reach back and grab ankles, heels, and releasing up. And let's have a seat. Swivel the feet out, having a seat towards the back of our mat or towel. Okay, so let's stretch the left leg long, pressing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Now I'm intentionally moving at an angle, but if I was looking square on, we want this foot to be right in front of our hip, if that makes sense. So I'll just stay here so it's a little bit easier. So flexing this foot, notice on my toes pointing straight up, walking the hands down to a spot where both hands can reach, whether that's the calf, the ankle, or the foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine, puff the chest forward. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Actively pressing this left knee down into the floor. Walking the hands in. Let's bring the left hand across the body to grab the right knee. Right arm reaches up and over. Stretching the right oblique. Inhaling to expand, pushing the obliques out. Press the right hip down. Searching this right shoulder into our back space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. And reaching the right arm up and back. Let's switch sides. Stretching the right foot long, bringing the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Flex this right ankle foot toes. Walk the hands down to a spot where both hands can reach. Inhale, lengthen. Puff the chest forward. Reach the head away. Exhale, release. Lower. Pressing the right knee down to engage the strength in the back of the right leg. Few more deep breaths. Rolling up. Let's bring the right hand across the body. Left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Stretching the left shoulder into the back space, pressing into the obliques, into the side body. Expand, inhale. Exhale, release. Gently reaching up and back. Stretching both legs long. Let's alternate flex and point. Let's draw the feet in towards each other. Open the feet like a book. Give the feet some love. Inhale, lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Exhale, reaching the chest forward. Now, if our knees are up here, we can stuff some pillows underneath so that our nervous system can relax and we can open the hips even more. Even if you're just reaching the chest forward here and it's work that you're doing, it doesn't matter if we round. It doesn't matter how close our head gets to our floor. We're trying to tilt the pelvis forward here. So we're opening up the hips. Many say that our hips store emotional stress, emotional trauma. I know some of you have said your hips have felt especially tight in the last few days. Feel free to wiggle the hips. Leaning forward as if the chest is going to be the first thing to touch the floor. Using that breath, inhaling to expand in the hips, expand the pelvis, inflate, exhale, deep, and release. Feel free to round the spine if you want. Rolling up. Okay. So let's squeeze. What time is it? 10:51. Yeah, we'll move on to our back. So let's scoot forward, bending the knees, planting the feet. I'm going to go this way. Squeezing the knees together. We'll do a little core moment. So we can hold the knees on the outside. We can grab the knees underneath. We can open the chest, shoulders wide. We can do no hands. This is a core workout. You might feel your core starting to engage. Working to lengthen the spine, open the chest. It's easy to sink back like this. Let's try to straighten the spine. So wherever we are holding, we can also float the feet up. We can halfway lift, or we can lengthen. Wherever we are, breathing deeply. Gently reaching forward. And exhale, rolling down all the way to the floor. Ooh, I was shaking. Planting the feet, bending the knees. Let's rock the knees from side to side. Opening the knees, placing the bottoms of the feet into each other once more. Just taking a moment here. Drawing the knees back to center. We'll draw the knees in towards the chest, grabbing the outside of the knees. Let's open wide, opening the hips wide. Now we can stay right here. This might feel really great for us, opening the hips. We can also grab the outer edges of the feet for a happy baby, stacking ankles on top of knees. Some things we can all do. Head resting on the floor, shoulders melting into the floor, lower back pressing down. Feel the hips press down towards the floor, taking slow, deep breaths. And releasing into Shavasana. Feel free to give your body anything else it needs. Relaxing the ankles, heavy, let the knees feel heavy. Relaxing the hips. Let the lower back feel heavy. If you're feeling any tension lying on your back, stuff some pillows or blankets in those tense sore spot and you can give yourself some relief. Shoulders relaxed, relaxing all the fingers. Our goal in Shavasana is to do no work. Relax the jaw, relax the cheekbones, relax the eyelids, the eyebrows, even the forehead. Breathing deeply. I'll invite us to take a moment to pay attention to all the sounds we can hear. Maybe there are sounds happening in this room. I know we're hearing the pitter-pattering of the rain on the house, cars driving outside. What's the furthest sound you can hear? And we can even start to zoom out even more and picture sounds that we can't hear but we know are happening. Birds flapping their wings, ocean waves hitting the shore. And like a camera zooming in, slowly bringing our attention back to our bodies on this floor. And noticing if we can feel the beating of our hearts. And if we don't feel it, we can trust it's there. If we can feel it, noticing the pulse moving throughout our body, feeling our heartbeat connect to the earth, pulsing into the earth. Right now, we're all in Shavasana, heartbeats pulsing into the earth together. Connected to the earth, connected to each other. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's take a deep breath in. Let out a sigh of relief. Again, breathing in. One more time, let it all out, y'all. Breathing in. Rolling over to your right side, curling up in a ball in the fetal position. Find a moment of comfort here. This is how we were in the womb. A great way to soothe anxiety. Here in the fetal position. Telling our body that we're safe. And when you're ready, let's press up to a comfortable seat. Or stay where you are, it doesn't matter. Resting the hands on the knees, bringing the hands to heart center, or resting the hands over your heartbeat. A breath for the ancestors we bring to the space and for the indigenous people who were here before colonization. Breathing in and out. A breath to thank yourself for your practice today. Breathing in and out. A breath to appreciate others for their support. Breathing in and out. And a breath for the intentions and well-being of everybody practicing with us today and everybody in the world. Breathing in and out. The loving human in me bows down to the loving human in you. Namaste. Wow, I needed that. Thank you for waking up to practice with me. I'm not sure I would be able to wake up and practice by myself like this every day. So you all give me a lot of strength. And I'm really grateful for your commitment to practicing and breathing with me. It's really good for me. And I believe it's really good for us as a community. And for your individual bodies as well. Shoot me a message with any feedback. I've gotten some cool ideas of like maybe doing some virtual themed classes. If you're interested in that and you have ideas, I got an idea about doing like a body positivity flow. I got an idea about doing a power flow, which would be really cool. I'd love to do something really sweaty and hard. So shoot me a message if you have any ideas about a particular flow that you'd be interested in, maybe something more restorative, like where we just like lay on our backs and take tension out in a bunch of awesome ways that way. I've been thinking about doing a self-massage workshop so you can learn how to do some self-massage at home. And spread the word. Also on my Facebook page, if you're an educator or a parent who has young ones at home, or if you're now responsible for being a virtual teacher, which is totally crazy, then there's a survey, the Down Dog app, which is a really awesome yoga app started by my friends Ben Simon and Carlos out in the Bay Area. They had 135 downloads yesterday, and people are really, really loving their app and appreciating it. They give a free membership for everyone for this month, and even all students and teachers have a free membership for the rest of the school year, which is really, really awesome and really, really generous. So we're collaborating to put together some resources to support families and teachers to build to use the Down Dog app as a resource to build a daily yoga practice. So if you're interested in building a daily yoga practice with the young people in your life, whether it's virtually in your classroom or with your children at home, or maybe you're working in some of the really necessary childcare roles for first responders, whatever the case may be, there's a survey on my Facebook page, and it would be awesome to have y'all fill it out to give some feedback on what resources would be helpful to really support a yoga practice in the home, which I know can be a challenge because I do it in my classroom every day. My students who are on here know that, know about that journey. And otherwise, really the inspiration for doing this virtual yoga classes came from wanting to raise funds for families in need. We've raised over $4,000. I think we're at $4,500 now. That's all gone directly into to support families in need, families who's need to pay bills, who have gotten laid off their jobs, who are struggling to get groceries in the home, or who haven't been able to find cleaning supplies. We've been able to get supplies to them safely. We've been able to get money to folks who need it. And we're going to continue to do that because this is far from over. So keep practicing with us, keep sending donations and spreading the word on Venmo or Cashapp. Love y'all so much. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Cool.